Have you ever stopped to wonder how everything came to be, from the smallest grain of sand to the brightest star in the night sky? For a long time we have tried to understand our world by breaking it down. We think of it like building with blocks. We imagine there is some basic stuff, some kind of cosmic clay, and then we believe an outside force, a great architect or a divine potter, came along and shaped that stuff into everything we see. This is a simple and comforting idea. It gives us a neat story with a beginning, a middle, and an end. It makes the vast, complex universe feel a little more manageable, a little less chaotic. This way of thinking is rooted deep in our history and our stories. It tells us that for something to exist it must have been made. A table is made of wood by a carpenter, a pot is made of clay by a potter. So, we apply this same logic to the universe itself. We assume the mountains, the rivers, and the clouds must have been constructed in a similar way. We see form and matter as two separate things, the formless stuff on one side, and the grand design on the other. This creates a clear division between the creator and the creation, the thinker and the thought. It's a powerful story, but what if it's just that? A story we tell ourselves to make sense of a reality that is far stranger and far more wonderful. But let's look closer at the world around us. Let's consider a tree. We see a trunk, branches, and leaves. We might think of it as a separate thing standing in a field, but a tree is not a static object. It is a process. It is constantly treeing. It is drawing water from the soil and light from the sun. It is growing, changing, and interacting with its entire environment. The tree cannot be separated from the air it breathes or the earth that holds its roots. It is not an object that was simply placed there. It is a continuous unfolding event, a slow-motion dance that is inseparable from the rest of the universe. The same is true for everything in nature. Think of a magnificent waterfall. We call it a waterfall, as if it were a permanent fixture like a statue. But the waterfall is the water falling. It is a constant flow, a dynamic process that is never the same from one moment to the next. The water that is there now will be gone in an instant, replaced by new water from the river above. The fall is not a separate thing from the water, it is what the water is doing. The world isn't a collection of finished products. It is a symphony of ongoing processes, all connected, all flowing together in one grand cosmic movement. We often trap ourselves with our own language. The very way we speak can create illusions or ghosts that aren't really there. Think about this simple sentence. The lightning flashes. It sounds perfectly normal, doesn't it? But it splits reality into two parts. It suggests there is a thing called lightning, and then there is an action called flashing. It makes us think that the lightning is the doer, and the flashing is what it does. We imagine this entity, this lightning, existing somewhere, and then deciding to perform the act of a flash. It's a subtle trick our grammar plays on our perception of reality. But what is the lightning if not the flash? Can you have lightning without the flashing? Of course not. The lightning is the flashing. They are not two separate events. They are one and the same process. There is no little ghost, no hidden doer behind the action. The action is the reality. We do this with everything. We say, the wind blows. But what is the wind other than the blowing itself? Our language constantly creates these imaginary subjects, these nouns that are supposed to be performing the verbs. This habit conditions us to see a world of separate agents performing separate actions, rather than a universe of unified processes. This linguistic habit shapes our entire worldview. It leads us to ask questions like, who or what is doing all of this? If there are actions, we assume there must be actors. If there is a universe, we assume there must be a universer. We project this idea of a separate doer onto the cosmos itself. We invent a ghost to haunt the machine of the world. This is the foundation of the idea that an external intelligence or force had to design and build everything. It comes from the simple grammatical structure of subject-verb-object, a structure that may not accurately reflect the true nature of existence. So we must become aware of these ghosts our words create. We must see that giraffes are giraffing and stars are starring. We must understand that people are not separate beings who sometimes people. We are peopling. It is what we do. It is what we are. Existence is not a noun. It is a verb. It is a constant happening, an endless unfolding. When we realize this, the division between the doer and the deed dissolves. The world stops looking like a collection of puppets and starts looking like a dance where there is no dancer separate from the dancing itself. Not every culture sees the world through this lens of a maker and the made. The Western model, with its roots in ancient philosophy and religion, often presents a top-down vision of creation. It's like a military command. A general gives an order and the soldiers carry it out. God or nature or some fundamental law gives the command and the formless matter obeys. This creates a hierarchy. The boss is at the top and the stuff is at the bottom. This worldview is so ingrained in our thinking that it can be difficult to imagine any other way. It is the story of control, of order imposed from the outside. But if we journey to the east, we find a different story. In Chinese philosophy, for example, the concept of nature is ziren. This is a beautiful term that can be translated as that which is so of itself or spontaneous. It suggests that the universe was not made or commanded. It did not follow a blueprint. Instead, it grew. It unfolded from within, shaping itself in a process of organic, intelligent patterning. There is no external boss, no cosmic architect drawing up plans. The universe is seen as a self-organizing, self-creating system. It is a world without a top-down command structure. This perspective changes everything. Instead of seeing the world as a machine built by an engineer, we can see it as a garden that grows itself. The patterns we observe in nature, the spirals of a seashell, the branching of a river, the formation of a crystal, are not imposed from the outside. They emerge from the inherent principles of the system itself. The universe is not a puppet obeying a puppeteer. It is a single, integrated process where everything influences everything else. It is a vision of profound cooperation, not of command. It is a democracy of existence, where every part plays its role in the shaping of the whole. This idea invites us to trust the process of life. If the universe can organize itself into galaxies, stars, and planets without an external manager, perhaps we can also trust the unfolding of our own lives. We don't need to force and control everything. We don't need to have a detailed blueprint for every step of our journey. Like the rest of the universe, we are a part of this spontaneous unfolding. We can learn to flow with the currents of life rather than constantly trying to swim against them. We can see that order does not have to be imposed. It can emerge naturally, beautifully, and all on its own. Driven by our desire to understand, we have embarked on a grand quest. We have built powerful instruments to peer deep into the heart of matter. We want to find the ultimate building block, the fundamental stuff of reality. We thought it was atoms. But then, we looked inside and found electrons, protons, and neutrons. So we looked deeper still, discovering a whole zoo of smaller and smaller particles. The more powerful our microscopes become, the more the universe seems to slip through our fingers. The solid stuff we were looking for dissolves into waves, probabilities, and patterns of energy. It seems to be hiding from us. But maybe we have been asking the wrong question. Alan Watts proposed a mind-blowing idea. He suggested that when we look through these instruments, the universe is looking at itself. Through our eyes, our ears, and our complex scientific equipment, the cosmos is waking up to its own existence. We are not separate observers looking at the universe, we are the universe becoming aware of itself. This creates a fundamental, beautiful mystery. For the game of life to be interesting, the ultimate answer must be hidden. If we knew everything, the show would be over. The mystery is what keeps it all going. So, what is the meaning of existence? What is it all about? To ask what is existence is like asking a musician, what is the meaning of your symphony? The musician would tell you the meaning is the symphony itself. You have to listen to it, experience it, and feel it. Its meaning is not found in a definition or an explanation that exists outside of the music. The meaning is contained entirely within the experience of hearing it. And so it is with life. The purpose of the universe is not to point to something else. The purpose of the universe is the universe itself. This leads us to a simple yet profound conclusion. The mystery of life is not a problem that we need to solve. It is a reality that we are here to experience. We are not here to figure it all out, to find the final answer, and then be done with it. We are here to participate in the cosmic dance, to feel the sun on our skin, to listen to the sound of the rain, to connect with one another, and to marvel at the sheer wonder of it all. Life is not a question demanding an answer. It is a musical experience, and we are invited to listen, to play, and to dance along. It is here to be lived.